Howdy, folks. Prescription medications can be powerfully useful for mental health work. For me, they open up the possibility of a better life, and they definitely have a place in my toolbox. But I also self-medicate. Don't we all? And number one on the list of self-medications, alcohol, right? I've been doing research in this field for almost 30 years. You too, huh? The cool thing is it's available everywhere in hundreds of customizable doses, right? It helps deaden the pain, helps you to unplug from the chaos for a while. Many of us drink too much. I did a video about that. You can find a link in the description. For me, alcohol doesn't work the way it used to. And it keeps me from writing, which is what I do for a living now. I still reward myself occasionally, though. Number two on my list is nicotine. I've also been doing research in this field for decades. It started with cigars and pipes years ago. Then I started chewing tobacco to ease the hunger pains when I was trying to lose weight. That continued to chewing to stay awake when I got in the military for all the exercises we were doing. And then, as time went on, I chewed to help with the anxiety. And I was up to a can a day at one point. Had a difficult time quitting after like 20 years of doing it. But I did manage to a little while ago for about 6 years. That was good. Admittedly, I'm back on nicotine again for anxiety still. What happened was I started having panic attacks anytime I'd get in the vehicle to drive anywhere. And that was just crippling for my life. I tried non-tobacco products, chew products for a while, and they worked okay. I'm back on Copenhagen. There are habits that are worse than nicotine, but I could also lower my cancer risk with a different product. I don't know. That's where I am. Marijuana is a curiosity for me. I am encouraged by the stories I hear from folks that have good results with it. I'm just waiting on legalization in my area for lots of reasons. One thing that fascinates me is psilocybin, used in a clinical setting. That whole rewiring your brain, starting over with a new program, just sounds really promising to me. I'm just having trouble making join a research program work for me right now. Another thing that works for me is sunshine. If I can just make myself relax in the sunshine instead of doing chores, it's very effective. Hard work is also on my list. I could never be a gym rat for very long, but I do like to work. Things like digging holes. So gardening, or building fence, or plumbing fixes. Those are always fun. Or landscaping. I also do firewood, cutting firewood, splitting firewood, stacking it, that whole thing. I'm in the middle of the season right now, getting ready for next winter. And then for me, climbing. And I got introduced to climbing years ago at Smith Rock back in college and absolutely fell in love with it. And from there explored mountain climbing. And now, since I'm stuck in Kansas with really no rocks and no mountains, I became an arborist, and I do tree climbing, technical tree climbing, pruning and removals and stuff. There's nothing like being exhausted at the end of a long day of hard work. Food is also on my list of self-medication. It was one of the first coping mechanisms I learned as a kid. There's nothing better still than butter toast with peanut butter on it. Or, 3 cookies out of the jar. Just smash that dopamine button, right? Like a rat in a cage. Going the other way down the tunnel on food, though, I recently discovered intermittent fasting. Holy cow. If you haven't tried it, I suggest do your research, decide what you want to do, and give it a good honest 12 months. Let your body relearn how to live. I will say that not only do I perform better now, I actually feel better. Last on my list is hydration. I've done a video on this before. There'll be a link in the description. I drink legitimately 1.5 gallons a day, more in the summertime. It takes training and discipline to be able to do this. Most obviously is, where's the bathroom? but it's doable. Nothing I do works faster to improve my mood, not even alcohol or nicotine. I can chug a quart of water, and 5 minutes later, everything is better. So obviously, I have good and bad self-medication habits. This is life, after all. So tell me what your self-medication is. Let me know down in the comments. Remember, folks, hope is a choice.